The crowd's excitement in the arena on the final night of the Grand National Tour in Los Angeles had reached a fever pitch. SZA had just exited the stage amidst a glow of lights and music, and Kendrick Lamar was gearing up for the final segment of a performance that had already become a significant cultural event. Yet, no one in the venue, neither the audience nor most of the crew, was aware of what was about to unfold. The lights dimmed, the beat for Peekaboo blasted through the speakers, and Chike stepped into the spotlight with a confidence rooted in his South Central upbringing. Welcome to celebrity rap life, where the red carpets never roll up and the spotlight never fades. The rewards are legendary. Because in celebrity rap life, every downfall can become a comeback, and every headline tells a deeper story. Today, we're diving into a world where fame meets fire and headlines write themselves. To an outsider, it appeared seamless. Two West Coast rappers enjoying themselves on stage, exchanging verses on a track infused with LA spirit. However, what the fans witnessed was merely the culmination of a narrative that had begun weeks earlier, a tale of ambition, resilience, disappointment, and hard work. Chike was not originally scheduled to perform. His name was absent from the promotional materials, and his participation was not assured. He had to earn his place on that stage. The journey began, as many great stories do, with a moment of hopeful determination. In late May, Chike shared a TikTok that would go viral, not for fame, but for its authenticity. Sitting in his car, with a hint of weariness in his eyes but a spark of determination still present, he made a bold prediction. "Kendrick's bringing me out all 3 days," he said, grinning as if he could already envision it. "I'm showing up all 3 nights, even if they don't invite me. If they don't invite me, I'm crashing all 3. It sounded like a joke, but he was serious. Chike was deeply invested in this opportunity. "This is all I do," he stated in the same video, dismissing the growing disappointment as the days went by without a call. The Grand National Tour was not just another concert. It was Kendrick Lamar and SZA transforming the concept of a collaborative tour, right in their hometown. For a Los Angeles rapper like Chike, the stakes were incredibly high. Behind the scenes, he was struggling. Despite projecting confidence publicly, he was dealing with a different reality in private. "I was really sad," he later confessed. "I was cleaning up just to cope. That was my therapy." Imagine being so close to achieving a dream, watching it fade away, knowing your city was watching, and understanding the significance of receiving recognition from one of the greatest rappers of all time. For Chike, the silence felt more burdensome than anything else. Then, a glimmer of hope appeared. Kendrick reached out to him, not with a guaranteed performance slot or a detailed plan, but simply an invitation to come by on Friday and Saturday. That was enough to reignite his passion. The idea of being seen, of even standing off stage and absorbing the energy, was far better than staying home and wondering, what if? So Chike showed up, not just physically but with his full spirit. On Friday night, he watched Kendrick set with the intensity of someone preparing for an exam that could change the course of their life. He observed everything. The way Chike moved, timed his delivery, and controlled his breath, along with how Kendrick commanded the silence between his lines, caught the attention of J Real, a crucial member of Kendrick's team. Chike wasn't just a casual observer. He was fully engaged, focused, and prepared. Then came the pivotal moment. Chike took J Real aside and expressed his feelings honestly, without any pretense. "I need this, bro," he said, perhaps influenced by the intensity in his voice or the determination in his demeanor, as if he had rehearsed this moment countless times. His desperation was so intense it felt like it could fill an entire arena. Whatever the reason, J Real responded with a life-changing statement. "You're the only one this makes sense for." The following hours were a whirlwind. Chike missed 2 calls while in the shower, and when he saw it was Tim Hinshaw from Free Lunch, his heart sank, not out of fear, but because he sensed this could be his opportunity. He returned the call, learning that rehearsals were set for 3 p.m. Just like that, the chance was there. However, nothing was assured. Chike still needed to prove himself. There was no full rehearsal team waiting for him, no stylists, and no catered green room. It was time to hustle. He had already spent $10,000 on an outfit in anticipation of this moment, and now it had arrived. He had one chance to show that Peekaboo wasn't just a studio hit, but could truly energize an arena. When the beat dropped and the lights came up, that's precisely what happened. Kendrick didn't give him a pity slot. He endorsed him in front of thousands, in their hometown, during the biggest tour of the year. The crowd erupted, but for Chike, the loudest sound was the silence in his mind, a feeling of validation, purpose achieved, and the start of his legacy. The significance of the moment was amplified by its context. Kendrick Lamar's Grand National Tour was more than just a concert series. It was a powerful statement, a blend of high art, street culture, and unapologetic Black excellence. Bringing AZ Chike on stage wasn't merely a surprise. It symbolized a passing of the torch, with Kendrick using his platform to not only shine but to elevate others. Let's also remember that AZ Chike isn't a newcomer. He has been making waves in the LA underground for years, releasing impactful tracks and cultivating a dedicated fanbase without major label support. His music is energetic, authentic, and distinctly West Coast. Collaborating with Kendrick on Peekaboo gave him a taste of the upper echelon, but performing alongside him? That took it to legendary heights. After the show, Chike shared a second TikTok, which focused on reflection rather than prediction. He talked about the rehearsal, the energy, and the feeling of being acknowledged. "I wasn't part of the plans," he said, his voice reflecting both humility and pride. "But they noticed me. Kendrick noticed me. The team recognized me. They understood how much that performance meant to me." This narrative resonates beyond music. It's about visibility and being recognized. It highlights that talent doesn't always come with an invitation, but sometimes, hard work can open doors. Chike didn't just go viral, he became essential. His story symbolizes every artist hustling in the background, waiting for a moment in the spotlight. It serves as a reminder that showing up, even when not invited, is important. Taking a chance on yourself is never in vain, and sometimes, crashing a party leads to the invitation you've always deserved. In the weeks after that night, the hip-hop community buzzed, not just about Kendrick's setlist or SCA's impressive vocals, but about AZ Chike's presence. Blogs were abuzz, fans sought out footage of the Peekaboo performance, and TikToks proliferated. More importantly, respect for him grew. He didn't merely ride Kendrick's coattails, he demonstrated that he could thrive in the same space. For Kendrick, inviting Chike on stage was more than a nice gesture, it was a strategic move. Throughout his career, Kendrick has remained connected to the streets. From his early days with Section .80 to Mr. Morale, he has stayed grounded in his community. Chike embodies the raw, authentic voice of Los Angeles that Kendrick once represented. By bringing him into the spotlight, Kendrick communicated a clear message: the next wave is here, and it's eager. For Chike, that moment was more than just a performance, it was a turning point. Artists dream of such moments, not just sharing the stage with a legend, but truly earning it, fighting for it, and feeling it. Ultimately, that's what this entire journey was about. Not just music or fame, but the belief, real, unwavering belief, that can move mountains. Amidst the glamour of arenas and viral videos, the true story is deeply human. It's about a man alone in his room, questioning whether he missed his chance. It's about self-doubt, silence, and the struggle to keep going. Then comes the phone call, the confirmation, the walk on stage, and the eruption of applause. It's the validation that every late night, every freestyle, and every missed opportunity mattered. AZ Chike entered the arena that night as a guest and left as part of the narrative. One lesson from the Grand National Tour is that the West Coast doesn't wait for permission. It shows up, uninvited if necessary, and claims what it has earned. Now the question is, what comes next? That performance wasn't an end, it was a beginning, a new chapter, not just for Chike. However, in a city that excels at creating legends from the ground up, AZ Chike is not waiting for the industry to catch up. Recent weeks have demonstrated that he is forging ahead with a microphone in hand, focused on his goals, and with many people observing his journey. And that's quintessential LA. This story is far from over, and the truth is still unfolding. I want to hear what you think. Drop your take in the comments. And if you don't want to miss the next twist, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss a second of what's coming next.